Hi, it's Tanya, and I wanted to talk to you today about our eatWELL journal, which is our meal planning book. What I wanted to do is go over just a few of the items within the meal planning book and kind of give you a brief overview of how it works. So one of the first things that we get asked about the meal planner is why we created it as a book instead of a notepad. We really wanted to have it as a bound book, so it was something solid and beautiful for you to pull out, and you would look forward to your planning with the nice thick pages. It really works well as an idea generator, which is one of the things we really wanted you to use it for. You can go back 2 weeks or go back 3 months and look at what kinds of things you made for your family that worked really well. I think that's one of the biggest challenges with meal planning is sitting down and coming up with ideas of what you're gonna make. So if you have this as a book, you can flip back and you can get ideas. So I love that idea. I also really like how it sits nicely in a grocery cart. It sits up, you can set it into the front little basket part and use it as a reference while you're doing your grocery shopping. If you have small kids, this works perfectly for little hands to hold. I used to, with Jack and Kate, when we would go grocery shopping, I would give them the list and they would be in charge of crossing off the items as we purchased them. So this works great because they can hold a little pencil, and it even, if you see here, you can put it with a pencil in the little binding. They can cross off the items as you go, and that keeps their hands busy. But to be honest with you, one of the biggest things with our journal is that we really wanted you to have a reference area. So here in the back, what we've done, you can see that most of the area in the middle is dedicated to your weekly meal planning and your grocery list. But if you flip to the back, you can see here we have a holiday meal plan. And we do go more into depth with our weekly meal planning and our holiday meal planning in other videos. But you can see here, there's a little section for your holiday or your special occasion meal planning. And then if you turn the page, here's a takeout list where you can write out your favorite takeout spots to go to. We can't always cook dinner, am I right? Sometimes we gotta call in for pizza or Chinese. And then flipping the page, you can see here we have our seasonal fruits and veggies chart. So here on the left we have fruits and on the right we have veggies. And this gives you an idea of what's in season and so what is fresh and also what's gonna be least expensive at the grocery store when you're doing your planning and your grocery shopping. If you flip the page, you can see we also have a conversion chart, which is great for when you are cooking and you need to know how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon or how many tablespoons are in an ounce. This is a great little reference for you. You can just flip back here and take a quick peek. And then flipping the page, we have our Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. So if you're not familiar with them, the Dirty Dozen are the 12 fruits and vegetables you really want to try to buy organic if you can. They absorb the most amount of pesticides. Your Clean 15 are more fibrous, and so they don't absorb as much of the pesticides, and those are totally fine to buy regular non-organic and not spend the extra money on it. So this is kind of a nice reference while you're doing your grocery shopping to decide if you want to splurge for that extra $2 a pound. And over here on the right is our expiration date cheat sheet, which I found to be honestly the most educational when I was designing this book. Here you have a list of what the different sell-by dates mean, the best by date, and all of that. And then down at the bottom, we have a section explaining your different refrigerator settings, what your refrigerator should be set at. What about those crisper drawers? What should go in there together? What the humidity setting should be? I honestly, before, was putting everything together in those drawers, and now I know how to organize my refrigerator. So this is really helpful and handy to have. And then here on the last page, we have our handy little butcher chart, which is always kind of fun to look at anyways, but it is a great reference if you're cooking a new meal and it calls for a certain cut of meat you're not familiar with, you can see which part of the animal it comes from. So it was really important to us to have a way for you to generate ideas by looking at meals you've made in the past, but it was also important to us that you have these reference sections, that they were beautiful to look at, but also very informative. So that's a brief overview of our eatWELL meal planner. We are going to go more in depth in some other videos on our weekly meal planning and also on our holiday meal planning, so be sure to check those out.